I've written a song. First of all, I'd like to thank Surfshark for the inspiration for this song. They got me going, and I wanted to repay them with a little, Christmas jingle, bit of fun, dusting off the microphone I use every single day, and just letting the pipes run free, basically. So I've just reworded a well-known Christmas track, and I really hope you enjoy it. Massive thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring the video today. If you want to get a VPN, make sure you get one with them, 83% off. And this single, and I presume it will become a single, is dedicated to them.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. With a Surfshark VPN at Christmas, the benefits for thee: a virtual private network, encrypted data, 3,200 servers, you can surf in 65 countries, and bypass censorship globally to access your favourite sports and other content. You can watch UK sport on holiday on unlimited devices. Safeguard from hackers, surf the web safely with a private identity, cause Surfshark doesn't monitor or track anything you do online. 12 Days of Christmas. Yep, my voice.
12 Days of Christmas. That's right. Yeah, just sort of reworded it a bit. Thank you very much to Surfshark for continuing to support the channel. And more importantly, if you guys are going to go and get yourself a Surfshark VPN or any VPN, make sure it's Surfshark, okay? 83% off using my code. The link is in the description right now. Just click on it, have a little look. You need to get yourself a VPN, so Surfshark has to be the one for you. Unlimited devices, as I said in that fantastic song, soon to be a single that we're coming out on the album that I'm writing at the moment. 83% off. Use the code Allcott. And if you're not happy after 30 days, and you will be, you have a money back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Click on the link, use my code, and get yourself a Surfshark VPN. Team of the year 21. How have you not clicked off? You're a bloody nut. Case. Welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. I love you. I bloody love you lot. Why are you still watching this? Filth. Welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. It's time to talk about our team of the year. And when I say team of the year, I mean year. Calendar year. I put it out on Twitter. You guys got involved. It was great. It was glorious. But I've got the definitive team here, which isn't wrong. So don't waste your time in the comments telling me your different opinions. Wasting your time, because this is the definitive list. We're playing a 4-3-3. Before we dive into this rich nectar, subscribe to the channel. Why not? If you're still here, you might as well click on it. Red button, just beneath you. Thank you. Right then, when it comes to goalkeepers, the difficult thing here was the fact that you've obviously got the first half of the season, the second half of the season. Same goes with a lot of these. But there wasn't one out-and-out winner. If we have a look at the post-shot expected goals minus goals allowed, stick with me. So you can read it there, but I'll read it out for you. Positive numbers suggest better luck or an above-average ability to stop shots. Post-shot XG is expected goals based on how likely a goalkeeper is to save the shot. Note, this does not include own goals, and XG totals include penalty kicks, but do not include penalty shootouts. So, with that in mind, and this is FB Ref, by the way, really wicked website, go check it out. Alisson is our goalkeeper for 2020-21. Reason being, when it comes to that post-shot expected goals minus goals allowed, you've got Martinez and Areola, who were above them, and by quite some distance, +7 and +7.6. Sadly, Areola is no more when it comes to playing the same amount of games. And Martinez has fallen off a cliff, because if we look at 2021-22 season up till now, Alisson is still pretty solid in what he's doing so far. David De Gea is having a very good season so far, but Martinez, you can see right down the bottom. So for those reasons, based on consistency and the averages here, I'm going with Alisson. The other thing I think which is important to say is he scored a goal. No other goalkeeper scored a goal. So we've got a back four. Right back, obviously hotly contested. I'm going to go with Trent. Trent's creative numbers are an absolute joke this season. And if you look at his numbers between January and May, which was this supposed sticky spell for him. And yes, maybe that was down to a couple of moments defensively. You know, you look at the Real Madrid game, really struggling against Vinicius Jr. and they targeted him there. But this is one game. You've got to kind of allow for the creative genius of this guy to be kind of enjoyed, I guess, from the calendar year. So January to May in that year, when many touted it to be a bad spell, he's averaging 0.37 XG plus XA, which is excellent. Like for a right back, that's really, really, really good. However, when you bring into focus the numbers this season, it's mad. 0.48 XG and XA per 90. If you're an attacking midfielder with those kind of numbers, you'd be going for a minimum of 40 million. Guaranteed. So if you put that into context, the fact that Trent is a right back, it's unbelievable. He is a joy. And the debate between Reece James goes on. But for this season, for this team, it has to be Trent. First one of the two centre-backs, and we're going down the XG chain route. Stick with me. When it comes to the XG chain, it's basically a metric that shows the kind of consistency of someone being involved with XG chances. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. It involves a player being involved when a chance is created. So there are no other centre-backs, or Chelsea centre-backs in particular, that were involved or have been involved in more XG chain goals than Rudiger, 9.21. Now, granted, a lot of Rudiger's success has been on the left-hand side of a back three, and that does make life a little bit easier. And also, you add into someone like Van Dijk and look at his numbers. His XG chain so far is 11 for this season. That's what he's averaging. So it is he the best centre-back? But no. Has he been the most impressive centre-back since Tuchel came in January? Yes. He's been excellent in that position, crucial to them. And if you look at Chelsea and how many goals they conceded in the calendar year, just 27, you've got to have a Chelsea player in this team. And Rudiger's the one. Next centre-back, this is an easy one. Ruben Dias makes it in. Now, in terms of stats, it is actually really, really difficult to find like annual stats. So, and with Ruben Dias, it's another one where he's in such a dominant team that in terms of those, the tackles or those bits and pieces, it would be misleading to go down that road. That said, his average score on SofaScore over the 12 months, is 7.16, which is pretty crazy for a centre-back. So he's been absolutely amazing. And Man City have had the second best defence this calendar year with 29 goals. Football Writers Player of the Year as well. He definitely deserves to be in this team. Over to the left back, and it's someone who could have been on the left back or the right back. The important thing is that he's in the team. And it's João Cancelo. He has to be in this team. He's been absolutely phenomenal for Man City. And I think that's important to talk about, that versatility, the ability to play on the left-hand side and the right-hand side as well. In terms of the calendar year, only scored 2 goals, registered 5 assists over 31 matches, which is strong enough. Yes, he is a really attacking player for them. I think the way that Man City plays, he's so much more involved in the build-up as much as the final pass because of how Man City play, and they look to get to the byline from those kind of underlapping runs a lot of the time from those midfielders. But he is often a starting point for their attacking play, and he was also averaging 0.29 XG plus XA over the calendar year per 90, which is pretty impressive. He had to go in. Guys, let me ask you a question. Did you know that I've actually got a YouTube Shorts channel now called JLA Shorts? Yeah. JLA Shorts. JLA Shorts. Right, for centre midfielders, I've gone for someone who's been fantastic as a 6, someone who's been fantastic as an 8, and someone who's been fantastic as a 10. Of course, there's diverse attributes the centre midfielders have. So for the different positions, I've gone to try and interpret and allow those all to thrive and survive and blossom and breathe in harmony. Starting off with that number 6 position then, so at the base of that midfield, it was between Wilfred, indeed it was, and Declan Rice. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. Really, really close between the two of them. And when I looked at the stats between them, when I compared the two, and we went to defensive actions, which I think is the most important one here, Ndidi had 75 tackles and interceptions. Declan had 90. They were both top 10 in terms of their positions when it came to this metric. But Rice, I think, has had a better overall season. So I'm going to go with Declan Rice on this one. I think he completely deserves it. He's such a leader for that team. Stayed fit throughout as well. Played a lot more minutes than Ndidi has. And also West Ham as well, just being so strong from January to May and then continuing it into this season. And Europa League as well. He's been great for them as well. Something Leicester City haven't really done. So overall, I'm going to give it to Rice. In that number 8 role, I'm going to give it to Bernardo Silva. Now, we did a video talking about the most complete player in the Premier League, and we dived into Bernardo Silva in a much deeper way on the Fallout. So go check that video out. But I think he deserves it. He had a great first half of the season, but he was utilised in a different role, which we go into more depth in that video. Back then, it was about progressing through the halves, pressing for the team, often actually playing as a kind of a false nine. It's almost like Man City were playing 2 false nines at times because they didn't sort of have that striker in Aguero available, and Pep went a different route. If you put the average of the XG and XA, first half of the season 0.39, second half of the season he's gone to a different level and played a different role where he's grabbing the headlines a lot more, and he's averaging 0.57 XG and XA, and of course the output's been there as well. So the progression of him as a player, I think he just about sneaks in. Bruno Fernandes, of course, unbelievable in that first half of the season, but he's just going to have to miss out, I'm afraid, because I just feel like Bernardo Silva's just been pretty outrageous and deserves to be in this team. Bruno's the other obvious choice that doesn't make it into my team, which I know is going to annoy a lot of people because of how brilliant he was in the first half of the season. But I'm going to put Mason Mount in here. For the calendar year, when we look at the calendar year, the penalties really do skew the data for Bruno. If you look at the non-penalty XG, Mount's averaging 0.6 non-penalty XGs and XA, sorry. Bruno's is roughly 0.43. So Mount is getting into better areas, and despite Bruno being the main man, or certainly in that first half of the season, maybe less so this year, but still a big part of how Man United create, his is lower than Mount's. Then you have a look at the goal contributions. 21 goal contributions in the calendar year for Bruno, whilst Mount has 15. That makes you want to give Bruno the spot. But 5 of Bruno's goal contributions this calendar year have been penalties. So I'm going to give it to Mason Mount, a very underrated player, and he's always kind of electric and intelligent in his play. Bruno's a bit more of a maverick, I guess. The work rate, of course, is there. Maybe he's not been playing in as well a coach side, but Mason Mount, I'm going to give it to him. He just pips him. Playing a front 3, so we're going to have a right winger, a left winger, and a central striker. Let's start off with the easy one on the right wing, Mohamed Salah, of course. No player has more goals in the calendar year than Mohamed Salah, 22. Madness. Go a step further when it comes to assists. No one's got more assists in the Premier League in the calendar year than Mohamed Salah with 11. That gives him a total of 33 goal involvements for the calendar year, which is absolutely ridiculous. And we've still got a couple of weeks to go as well, of course. So my question is, will he hit 40? Will he get to 40 goals this year? Outrageous. Let me know in the comments below if you think he'll actually do it. Central striker. Now, I could have put Harry Kane in there, but he's fallen off a cliff in the second half of the season. I could have put Iheanacho in there, but he's fallen off a cliff in the second half of the season. So for consistency, I'm going to go for Mikel Antonio. Now, I know a lot of people feel like he's been struggling. I'm a bit annoyed about him in my fantasy team as well. But over the calendar year, his goal contributions have been fantastic. From January, he's been involved in 22 goal involvements directly from 31 matches. 13 goals, 9 assists. And the breakdown of it just highlights that consistency. January to May, 17 games, 7 goals, 5 assists. August to the present day, 14 apps, 6 goals, 4 assists. So although there are other players that have maybe got higher numbers, the consistency that he's offered a West Ham team that has really got the best out of themselves, he's been so important, so much so that they just do not buy new strikers for some reason. And it puts the pressure on him. Yes, he is injury prone at times, but overall, his consistency has been fantastic. And on the left-hand side, it's going to be Heung-min Son. Yep, Spurs, what an unbelievable season and year they've had. It's been absolutely glorious, and obviously for that reason, he goes in. It's obviously a joke. Complete opposite. It's been so much adversity for certainly an attacking player. And Heung-min Son, 20 direct goal involvements in the calendar year, 12 goal involvements January to May, 8 from August to now. I think he deserves it because he's played with incredibly defensive-minded coaches in Nuno Espirito Santo and Jose Mourinho, and he continued to deliver for the team. And if he hadn't delivered, then alongside Kane, and Kane has struggled in the second half of the year, God knows where Spurs would be at this moment in time. And the numbers do show this. So despite other players, yeah, you could say Mane's had a good second half of the season, but I think he really struggled in the first half. I mean, elsewhere, I'm struggling to pick names, really. It has to be Heung-min Son. So there you have it, guys. Having a look at the stats, and I've decided that is the team of 2021. Of course, it's up for debate, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you were able to make one change to this team, what change would you make? Let me know down in the comments. Also, maybe let's talk about manager. Who would be your manager? Off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's Pep or it's David Moyes for me. Probably David Moyes I'd give it to because, Pep's won enough stuff. And then finally, substitutes bench. If I give you 3 options as a sub, which 3 would make it into this team? Let me know in the comments below and we'll get chatting down there. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you're old to the channel and you haven't subscribed, come on. Hit the like button as well. I love you. Goodbye.